God, this is must be a couple of weeks since I made the first part of the video with the spacers. Obviously I've been busy packing up, moving out, so been busy getting that sorted. Weather at the minute in the UK, absolutely, honestly, I think I've managed to wash the car once, literally. You know, since that power washer video, just cannot get a dry day. It's just ridiculous. As far as I know, it's rained every single day since January. We're just not getting a break. I mean, even if you get a day where it's clear, if it is all right, you know, it will rain by the evening. It will rain through the early hours. It's just, yeah, it's proper. Yeah, and I do get really. This time of year really does affect me, you know, mentally. You know, I like to be tinkering with the car, doing things, whatever. And you just can't do anything. It's probably been the worst I've known it for. Well, I don't think it's ever been this bad, to be honest with you. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, I've just been thinking about how I'm getting the studs out of the out of the hub. I don't like the idea. I watched a few videos. People seem to use people just use a lump hammer, and I don't know what it is with cars. I don't know what it is with people and cars and just using. I know sometimes you need to use force, you know, but yeah, just, you know, when you see these videos where people are like, I don't know, they're taking like a track rod end off and they're just smashing the hub with a lump hammer. It's like you're just destroying that metal. Do you know what I mean? You're just absolutely mangling it. And obviously on my car, everything's painted. You know what I mean? Everything's prepped, painted, and everything. I don't, you know. And this is why I work on my own. This is why I work on my own car, because I just know if a mechanic got his hands on it, it would just be sticking pry bars in and bloody lump hammers smashing off every yard. Yeah. Anyway, again, I get passionate about that side of car care, to be honest. Anyway, what I'm going to show you today is, so I've been thinking about how I'm getting these studs out, because I need to put the longer studs in. And I say people just tend to use a lump hammer and knock them out. I don't want to do that, because I don't want to upset the balance of the bearing. I don't want to affect the bearing or whatever. So I was just looking through my tools, and I've actually come across, oh bloody hell, my ball joint separator tool. So I think that's going to work perfectly, to be honest. I hope it will anyway. I hope it's I hope it's long enough to get the stud, you know, get the stud over it and then push it. But what I'm going to do is, this is the I've just gone through my, because I've literally got replacements for everything on the car. Literally, I'll either restore parts, you know, I'll either take parts off the car and then I'll restore the part I've taken off. So these are the old hubs, the hubs and bearing assembly. Again, stripped down, you know, all painted up, because these have got no protection on from the factory. If you've got these on your car now, these will just be red rust. These will just be absolutely look minging. But anyway, I was thinking I might just take these, because these bearings are quite new as well. They're quite new bearings on these. I changed them when I reconditioned them. They was on the car for a short period, but then I put new. Where did I change these on the car? Oh yeah, I changed the flange, this section here, this. I put brand new ones on. You know, like you do. Right, so what I'm going to want you to do is, because this is all painted, this is what I'm saying to you. because this is all painted up, I don't want to damage the paint on the back of the hub, the flange bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to on the ball joint separator, I'm going to put some of this like thick foam just to sort of help it compress. I'm not going to use power tools, you know, to drive it in. I'd rather just do it manually. I don't want to upset out or damage cross threads or, you know, whatever. But yeah, I'll give it a go. Give it a go. I said I wasn't going to use one of these, but I need to get it started at least anyway. Right. Oh, look at that, no damage. Okay, just get enough room. Da-da-dee-dee. Yeah, good idea actually. No damage to the flange. Just running off a little bit. A bit of runoff. A bit of runoff. There we go. No damage. No damage to the back. The paint is all beautiful. Alright, I've got my studs. This is obviously a different process altogether. All in individual bags. Don't want to get them scratched. Yeah, this is the bit that I can get. Oh no, we're doing alright, we're doing alright. Try and locate the right, studs out. Hang on, I need to get it straight. Yeah, try and avoid it going in wonky. There we go. make sure you're not chewing your threads up. Might be the battery running out of power. Yeah, battery's running out. It's warm and dry. I'm just going to try this way of doing it without. Yeah, it is leaving a bit of a mark on the surface. I know I should. The thing is, I ain't got 2 bolts. I know you can kind of do it with bolts, but I ain't got it. I ain't got no spare bolts. And this is probably not going to work either. Yeah, see, I don't want it going in crooked, that's the thing. It's alright. We're in battery on. Let's give this one a go. Fared a bit better, but to be honest with you, just gonna cut through in it. Bloody hell. That's lost a bit of power. Let's have a goosey gander. Needs, that's annoying me. These need refurbing. Lacquer's coming off them. I've got new pins for these. Right. Oh, the bloody pads come off the backing plate. Okie dokie. Not good. Good job I got spares. That's not very good. Fuck's sake.
Do you know what? I don't think I've not had much bloody luck with these bloody brake calipers. In fact, both of those pads, it's got rust jacking on it. Look, that one's coming off. Oh, fuck's sake! Bollocks! Scratching stuff. Yeah, these Alpha tool sets, they give you these like Allen head hex things. But the adapter's so bloody big. Can't believe those pads. Yeah, I tell you. The size of these. I think they're 15s, I think. A 15 or is it a 17? It's 15. Could do with wheel turn, but hey. Brrr. Bloody ratchet's too fucking. Oh, so I had to change the ratchet. Too big. The end's too big because it's in the bolt. Jesus. Battery's dead. The battery's dead or the gun's broke. Oh, dear. Nope, no damage. wishful thinking, I think, doing that. Yeah, getting a bit dirty. I think the pinch bolt is a... That's it, she's off. You got a funnel? 1 second. Right. I'm going to do this without damaging. There we go. Get the new hardware.
Yeah, there's a litre and a half left in the tub.
Yeah, but you need to check your dipstick to make sure, you know, you don't just go, if it's 3.5 litres, you don't just put 3.5 litres in, because there could be what they call it, there's residual oil in it. Bloody, get in near your bolt. Oop. These go in directional. These are directional, so they're going.
Just slightly over the mark.
That's a bit resisty, that. I don't know why that's resisting so much. Oh, because the bloody that drive shaft needs to be. Where's my big bolt? Make sure that's caught in there, because that should just come out. Hang on, you got any shoes? Seems to be like a bit. You got the 18 socket? I've got it.
I can't get the socket on this fucker. Double check it.
I want to make sure I'm cross-threading that. Yes. Talk.
Oh, right, morning, another day. I did just record a video, but I just started going on a rant. I'm a bit annoyed, really. I'm a bit frustrated. Yesterday was a disaster. I got very stressed out. It's nothing. Basically, what happened was my brother turned up. I knew he was coming, so you know, it was my own fault, really. And it's nothing against my brother, obviously, of course. You know, we're not like that as a family. You know, my brother turned up. The idea was I was going to do my car and he was going to focus on his car because he needed to do an oil change and put new wishbones on his car. I did his clutch. I think it last week. It was either 2 weeks ago or last week. I did the clutch on his car. It's a 25-year-old Citroen Zara, right? So it needed a bit of attention. though it is in good condition and quite low mileage for its age. I think it's only done about 80,000 and it's like 25-year-old. It's the coupe, it's not the Picasso, it's the Citroen Zara coupe. And anyway, so the idea was I was going to just give him a, you know, show him a few pointers, tell him how to do a few things, you know, put a socket on there, undo it, that type of thing. Then it ended up, the reason why I mentioned I did the clutch was because when I did the clutch, when I took the drive shafts off, one drive shaft needed rebooting, so I did that. And then I put the drive shaft back on. When I put it all back together, the passenger side drive shaft was fine, no issues. Anyway, while he's been driving it, the boot, the clip on the boot has split. It's basically just fatigued and it's give way, so it's pissed out bloody grease everywhere. So I had to contend with getting that sorted, rebooting the flipping drive shaft. So I had to obviously abandon doing my car for a bit. Then I helped him put the wishbones on. We did the oil. Well, he did the oil, but I had to get all the gear out. Anyway, yeah, it was like the other problem is that, well, I've got all my gears in storage because I'm moving house. So all my essentials and things are just like, they're not really to hand. I had to go through. I ended up having to rip through boxes to get like tools out, because I'm using my Halford's advanced set to do my car, because I only need like a few sockets, like 17, 18s and 15s and stuff. I can do it with the advanced set. Like when you're needing more specialist gear, like your crimps and your, you know, to do your boots on your drive shafts, and you know, I needed my foot. We had to drain the oil from the gearbox, because when you pull the drive shaft out the gearbox, it started draining the gearbox oil. That went all over the drive. I managed to catch about a litre. It got really frustrating, and I was just like, oh, what is going on? I just want to get this car done, you know what I mean? I wanted to just do the video for my car. There were tools everywhere, and I hate that. I try to be methodical when I work on the car. I don't like chaos. It's like an OCD thing. I like things to be in place and, you know, just at hand. We had tools everywhere because I was having to run upstairs. I was then getting shit in the house because I was dirty. I had my Hetty Hoover. I had my Hetty Hoover top on, which, because I was doing my car, I knew I wouldn't get dirty, so I ended up rolling around on the floor doing his car underneath. So my Hetty Hoover top, the bloody Hetty Hoover top. It's got absolutely bloody black. I think it's come out all right. Oh, bloody on my bloody wheel. Oh, right, nearly on my wheel over. Oh, yeah, so... Oh, it just turned into a nightmare. So, today's a new day. There's actually a bit of sun out. We've got some sun. So I'm hoping I can get it done. I know I can whip through mine quite quickly. Nothing seized on my car. It's all, you know, anyway. Right, that's just the rant over. Yeah, I had a bit of a rant in the last video. I was on about, because basically what happened was, when I don't know if you've seen the video, when I took my pads out, the flipping this happened, didn't it? I'm not happy about that, because there's plenty of there's plenty of life on these pads. These pads are not easy to obtain because of the flipping 6-pot calipers. That pissed me off. I don't know if you saw, but the flipping ratchet broke. This just completely, the flipping circlip came out. These Halfords, these latest Halfords ratchets are absolute junk. I've just had to replace the large ratchet, right? I do admit I don't do the 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch and all that. I just say medium, small, medium, large, because you get small, medium, large. Anyway, the medium ratchet now is broke. Look, I've just slapped it back together. They have this like gear inside, this like sort of like metal, sort of like half moon gear, and it just cracks in half. I've got ratchet. The funny thing is, I've got ratchets from Halfords from they're like 20 year old, and they're perfect. They work fine. They've done the old classic, haven't they? you're trying to fix something that's not broken. Anyway, that's going to have to get sent back to Alfred's. I know they do a lifetime warranty, so they'll just give me a new one, but not the point. Yeah, so basically my rant is the calipers that I bought from Mountune. I bought I bought a set of 6-pot calipers for the car because my car's got over 300 horsepower, right? In a small hatchback. That's a lot of power for a small hatchback. So I wanted good stopping power for the car. And then so I bought so Mountune a few years ago sold a set of 6-pot calipers. And the one thing that really attracted me towards them, because I've been looking at big brakes for a long time, but the one thing that put me off was you always needed spacers to fit big brakes if you was using the OEM wheels. Ironically, I'm now putting 10mm spacers on, even though usually it's more. I know the EBC do a brake kit that I think if you're using standard wheels, you need 20mm spacer. I'm not going to go into that level of. I think 20mm is way overkill. I think I just don't. It's not right for my setup. I think the wheels protrude way too much. I just think it doesn't look right. Anyway, that's personal preference. I think 10mm is like your sweet spot, but most calipers won't fit behind the OEM wheels because of the offset, obviously. So anyway, Mountune made these calipers. Now Mountune obviously teamed up with Nashim. Nashim make brake calipers. They seem to make good quality brake calipers. From they've got the old presentation down on the website. Everything looks glossy and beautiful. It's all wrapped in a bow and it's all saltier, But I tell you what, right? These calipers, since I bought them, have been nothing but a ball ache. Honestly, I'm already having to replace the pins. These are new pins, which cost me 50 quid to replace. Ugh, right, for flipping pins, because one of the pins is bent. The problem I'm having with the calipers was the first batch Mountune sent out was the offset wasn't right to the hub, so the disc wasn't in the centre of the caliper. It was more over to the left, which was the inboard side. So the inboard pad had no room to move between the piston and the disc. So obviously I put all the caliper together. I noticed this when I first put it together. I thought this doesn't look right. Took pictures anyway. Got in the car after installing it all, bleeding it, all that crap. And then obviously the car wouldn't move because the binding was that strong. So I thought, right, so obviously contacted Mountune. These calipers are not right. Looks like the offset's not correct between, they're not machined basically. The contact point on the hub, it was, So they sent me in anyway. Again, so this is why I didn't do the other video, because I was kind of getting a bit. Sent me another one. They sent me a new batch of calipers out. Now these calipers were better. They wasn't perfect, which looking back in the old classic, I should have actually addressed it, but they were working. There was the gap between the disc and the inboard pad there wasn't just enough room for it to move. But I've noticed over the years, I think because of the restriction, it's caused one of the pins to bend. Because I had to take the shim off. These are the shims you get. I'm gonna have to put some copper grease in there when I put the new pads on. I had to take the this is the outboard pad. I had to take the shim off to give it more room for the pad to move, because obviously the shim's gonna basically I think it's more for just quiet running. But what the shim does is, on this setup of these pads, is when you brake without the shim, the pad sort of lodges forwards a little bit, and when you're in the car you can hear this little noise. Like if you reverse and brake, you hear it, and it's the pad hitting the metal. It's metal on metal in the chamber. So obviously the shims have got these little guards on the end, so you don't really notice that, and it kind of absorbs it. I think what's happened is the movement and the restriction has caused the pin to bend. So obviously, but the part, again, we're 10 minutes, I'm doing an intermission here, flipping out, we're 10 minutes in. My complaint is the fact that I get so frustrated when you get these companies who they'll sell you a kit like an uprated, 6-pot calipers, 4-pot calipers. you're running quite big, you know, you're running high horsepower for a car like a little Fiesta. So you're thinking, yeah, I need big brakes, I need good stopping power. You buy the kit, and then like a year down the line, they stop selling the kit. And not only do they stop selling the kit, you can't obtain like replacements. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mountune have managed to source the actual the pins at a cost of 50 quid, and I'll get onto another story about the pins in a minute. They do still sell the discs, and I think that's only because there's stock left, but you can't get the pads anymore for Mountune. That really does grind my gears, because I don't want to be 5 years down the line and go, oh, I need new pads. Like in this case, I need new pads, and I go on Mountune, I'm like, oh, I can't get the pads anymore. Why do you stop selling the pads? It's like, I don't like this idea of we cater for you in the moment. A bit like when you go to a dealership and you buy your car. Oh, they're the best things in the world. We're oh, lovely. You know, waiting for you to hand that money over. Second you buy that car, it's fuck off. You know, where's aftercare? I'm not saying that about Mountune. But by the way, I'm not going to say that they do have very good aftercare. Though I do feel it has slipped a little bit over the years. Something's changed in the department, because I know when Fred was working there, Fred was top notch. He was like literally on board with everything. You could email him directly and he'd be like, yep, you do this, you do that. Anyway, I've been sending emails lately and they're not replying to me. They're taking forever if they do reply.
Right, just before I get going, I need to get some pads out. I need to find some new pads, don't I? Oh, like I say, this is my only thing at the minute. I don't know why I'm stressing myself out, because I'm everything's just been packed away. All my tools, I've got all my stuff in here as well. That's my sort of toolbox, what's out of my toolbox. Got my tyres, all my collectibles, it's all my Ford stuff. Alright, I think it's in here, yes. Pads. So I've got 2 boxes of pads, so I'm gonna have to order some more somehow. I have to get some more ordered, because if they're only lasting, I bet they've got no shims on them as well. Let's have a look. I bet there's no shims on, so I'm gonna have to take the old shims off. I might be wrong. I know they do have shims on them. Right. Might just put a bit of copper grease on the back of those shims just to reduce the, what they call it. Obviously you do both sides, don't just do one side. I'll probably show you what I mean when I get them on the car. I'll show you what I mean with the these wipes are great. I'll probably point these out. These are good. It's good for great grime and yeah, I think that's not helping, is it? Right, one thing I want to say is, right, this is one thing I want to say with pads. It's a bit different with these ones. I'm just going to put it on, I'm just going to put it in the area where it's, well, obviously where it meets. You can see where the where they're sort of held in. But a bit messy, innit? See, the thing is, don't just leave it like that. It makes me, you know what makes me laugh, right? You see, when people do brake jobs, say these, because not all pads have these like shims on them, like your ears. Well, they do have a shim, but you get people, they'll put like, they put grease, they put copper grease on the pad, and they absolutely just lather it on. It makes me laugh because it's like, well, you're just gonna, you're putting too much copper grease on. I don't just mean, and then what I mean by that is you're putting it on areas where the pad doesn't even make contact to the caliper. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit silly. Spread that out so it's a bit more even, so you're not getting like an offset. Dirty. Clean hands. Oh, a bit of trapped. Right, all done. I'm gonna get these nuts off. Right, that's on. New hardware. Something like that. Awful, awful. Everything's talked up, talked. Pads. That's what I was saying about the pads. It's like that, yeah, there's no room. Why is it like that? Saying that actually. That's what I was saying about the inboard pad. Look, it's just like there's no movement in that inboard pad. Oh Jesus. One second. Get to my hardware. Get my little clips. Like these little. They seem a bit tacky, do you know what I mean? Bloody. Yeah, I mean, I know the piston's not settled, but for fuck's sake. Yeah. pins, everything. Clips and pins. Oh, car's not high enough, is it? These are going to be torqued, obviously, when they're on. I've got that. I've done that side. See what I mean with the inboard pad? It's too close. I mean, I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to check that. I don't know what to do really, because I'm sure the pads. I'm sure over the years, I'm sure the first pads I had were slightly thinner. They didn't have as much meat on the pads, and I think that's probably why I kind of got away with it with the first batch. But this other batch found mount you, and they seem like they're a bit more meat, and obviously that's just going to cause an issue for mine. I'll have to check it out anyway. Get back to it. Right, so both sides are on the front. Second side went really easy. In fact, it was easy on the second side. You always get that with cars. You seem to get one side that's worse than the other. I think that's just the way the debris sits on the road, you know, the crap. So you get more grime. But anyway, the only thing I noticed was the only thing I'm noticing is I've used the torque settings. I tell you what, right, that lower pinch bolt is 52 Newton meters. Feels really, it's almost like you're just going click. It's like, you know what I mean? Normally you get them tight. So yeah, the only sound I'm getting is like a gong, like a hollow sound, and I think that's the pad. I think that's the new pads. It sounds like a caliper. It sounds like a caliper noise because it's doing it when I'm like backing up, kind of like what the old pads used to do. But this time now I've got shims on all four. I'm still a bit concerned about that. It's rolling. When I take the handbrake off, it will roll backwards. You know, so I know there's no resistance from the pad binding, because obviously I don't think it wouldn't do that. Because my parking bay outside, it's on a slight incline, obviously for water, to let water run off into the drain. So if you get in it and just release the handbrake, the car will just slowly roll forwards or backwards, which position you're in. So I know, so that was quite relieving. It's got new pins. It's got new pins and new pads. Yeah, that noise just sounds to me like it sounds like one of the pads on the. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I'll have to keep an eye on it, but right, do the rears now. done. Hello. Hello, buddy. Hang on, back that off. Didn't sound good. Make sure it's not cross-threading. No, it's not cross-threading. Oh, it's just a Loctite, isn't it? It's just a Loctite. That does get pretty.
jack's moving. These socket things are useless, man. Not magnetised, not magnetised. Look, just fall straight out. Absolutely useless. Come on. Bolt, that is 179 newton meters. Not. Snug as a bug in a rug. Yeah, painting, chipping my paint. Ugh. Gently. Bit of Loctite. Dirty hands touching my nice shiny caliper. Right. Carefully. Discs a bit, that's it. Come on. Locate. That's it. Just this backing shield, it can catch the caliper and scratch the paint. down. That's 15, isn't it? It's a 13. Pretty mud flaps it way. That's it. Ooh, I don't actually have the torque settings for that, but just tight. Tight like tiger. Oh yeah, which way does it? Oh yeah, it's that way. See here, you can see where I had the. See when I had the axle powder coated, the bloody bent these over, didn't they? Like bloody idiots. What I'm on about, can't have out. Can't have out. And this is the other thing what annoys me with this thing. Look how big it is, and it's the only thing, so you have to get a 10mm on it. Snug. Tight. Torque, 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 tight. Can't even see. Oh, wrong way. Oh, wrong way again. Have I done that? That's it. Okay, now that's tight. Power of lockdown. Am I going the right way? Oh. going wrong way. Like a silly man. Oh, this is faffy. Oh, for God's sake, get your tools out. Jesus Christ. That's not right there. That's it. Ooh. No, I need to get this brake line out. See that camera falling over. Oh yeah, they bent those ears right over. Did a right number on them ears. This side's a bit more rigid on the old brake line. One second. Jesus. It's a bit precarious. That's what you do when you recondition stuff, you take extra care. Lay it down. Right, blah 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 blah. Right, 13 mil. Take the ABS line out. I don't know how necessary it is to take the ABS line out, but because it should should just slide out with the hub, but just in case. Oh bollocks! That's stainless steel, so I can't even get that with a magnet. Oh, there it is, it's come out. Right. ABS out. Give it a wipe. That's what you do. Clean as you go, as my mother always said to me. Oh, crushing my oh, I found a rubber thing here. What's that all about? Ooh, scratching my paint. Keeps locking up. Why is it? It's held on with dowels. The other side just came straight on. There we go. Oh, they're a bit crusty then, aren't they? A bit crusty. Guard. Get some paint, touch them up, because that's how your rust starts. One thing I'm going to do while I'm here, this thing's been bent. Wonkers now, isn't it? Yeah, bloody. Oh, grab the bolts. Yeah, that Loctite. I think it's a combination of paint and Loctite. I did re-tap the threads on it. Hang on, anchor you down a bit. Just trying to anchor you down so you don't blow away in wind. Oh, my ABS line's in the way. bloody hell. Yes. Yes, my name is Eagle Pickle. Eagle Pickle, you better shitty. Boom. Let's get that torqued. Bloody hell. Probably. Yes. Eagle pickle. Macka-packa. Oh, come on. Easiest thing going. ABS line. Ooh. I'll pivot. Oh, I've got it on it. Oh, bloody Nora. Oh, bloody Nora, scratching my paint. Oh, that's why I can't find it, because it's propping you guys up. I'm getting it wet camera, aren't I? Trying to clamp you down because of bloody wind. It's a stupid bloody. It's gonna touch these ends in. And that's how your rust starts. That is how your rust starts. Disc is all cleaned up, the back, everything's been cleaned. Bit Loctite on the bolts. I'm going to change these in future. They're looking a bit crusty, matic. Right. Oh yeah. I missed a bit, didn't I? Getting a bit of head of myself. That bit on the Yep. So when I got the axle powder coated, those brackets stick right up in the air. I'll show you. Those brackets stick right up in the air. So obviously what they've done is they've laid it on its back and it's just bent. We see all the ears. Should be ears on there that fold up. It's basically what holds that in. And they've just flipping, yeah, animals, absolute animals. Bloody animals. You know what I mean? Carefully, isn't it? Don't forget that ABS line as well. Actually. Oh, it's got a bit of a funny angle, that's all. Oh, for sugar's sake. For sugar's sake. That's it. I mean, I watched brake jobs, right? When these calipers, they'll just chuck them up floor. Chuck them up floor. It's like you've spent, you know what I mean? Yeah. Beggar's belief, mate. Beggar's belief. I think it's the only thing I didn't get torque settings for was the actual caliper bolts. Oh, am I feeling rain? It's bloody raining. Alright, abandon ship. Abandon ship. I keep putting this flipping thing on the wrong way round. Oh, for God's sake. It's a great tool, but I keep doing it the wrong way bloody round. Probably a bit too much for a little impact, probably a bit too much for a little ratchet like that, but when it does that comes up. Oh, mummy. Mummy. I've got to sort of... Yep, I think she's tight enough. There we go, you're going to get blown everywhere, 1 minute. Oh, for God's sake. British weather. Shite. Can't do nout. Just need to get that brake line back on. With its bent ears. Where's the bloody wrong way. We should mark ratchet. We should mark him, telling you which direction it is. That's it. Just a bit snug. Right, ABS line back on. ABS. Tight, caliper bolts tight. Torqued on the hub. All that for this. All that for that bloody thing. Oh my god. Don't want it blowing away, do we? Right, just set the torque setting for the wheels to go back on. I think they're 138 from Ford, but I just round it up to 140. But I will double check that. You don't have to do additional torque with the spacers. There we go, 140. 140. I'm going to clean those springs up. Get the springs cleaned. Actually, will that fit over there? Just found this on the floor. Oh no, it's too big. Ah, bollocks. No, I've got it's in there. Got it. I put them on there like that. Use them to put on bolts. Makes it look a bit tidier. Right. Right, that's the hubs on. What I'm gonna do is, there's no way they're going on back on. There's no way they're going back on like that. Unacceptable. They look absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. So I'm just gonna have to go upstairs and find a new set. They're not torque yield. I think they're 115 Newton meters. So they can be reused, but I'll just put new ones on and then clean them up like all the rest of the bits that I've managed to save, if anything's salvageable. Right, sure, I'm going to look for a new bolt in my collection of bits. I decided not to put copper grease on the I've decided to not put copper grease on the spacers because I think I am going to change those rear calipers to ST180 carriers. So they're going to come off anyway, and the surfaces were perfectly clean, plus there is a very thin coat on those spacers anyway. There is a very fine coat. Right, what am I doing? Right, it's my bits. Oh, I've just turned camera around and that way. Let's have a look in my little box of twigs. Absolute junk. They just rust. Ford need to sort that out. Because I think I'm on my third badge on the rear. Because all the time this corner rusts. Moisture gets underneath. I've tried lacquering them. I tell you, they make them out of these fancy metals and that, but I say fancy, they don't really. Oh, there we are. These might be the. Oh, and I've even painted them. I think I've even painted them. Quite a few there. Brada. I think that's the part number. Just double checking the bolt. Yep, she's the one. Just double check, I've got quite a few of these. That's sealed in a bag, that would have been because I've repainted it. That's because that's been repainted, that's genuine, that's a brand new one. I've not painted that one. That will rust. Yeah. If they've not been painted, they will corrode within minutes. I mean, I could put a bit of what have I done with all those bolts now? Yeah, I think these are 115 Newton meters. Let's get him up, brum brum. Gotta make sure these are orientated in the right position. Where's the there it is. Get out of the way, Jack. You don't just put stuff in the way like that. I don't think it's just perfectly. Make sure we're not upside down. We're not. Locate it. It's located. Make sure it's located. Yep, located. So it's lowest. And this will probably be a bit. I've got my left foot, right foot's doing the other side. Alright, that needs to be torqued when the car's down on the ground. Yeah. Oh bloody hell, screw that one, just bloody hell. Just ran it into my flipping bloody arm. Yeah, the fault. Nope. Oh, bloody hell. Bucket wheels all been cleaned, as in the mating surface. God, every time with this impact. Beautiful.
Right, yeah, just done that. Yeah, I think it looks great. I really like it. I think the 10mm around, I think it really suits it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna, I'll just keep an eye on the wheel torque. You know, check the lug nuts are not loose enough or out. I've just backed it up and turned it round on the drive, and it's still doing that noise. Do you know, I've got a feeling it might be that spring. I've got a feeling because the wheel, the left side was left with the wheel on, drooped. I don't know if it's just something with those springs. They seem to sort of move. I did lower it down very gently when I lowered it, but I'll have to check that anyway. It's just a bit of like a hollow sound. I think that's why I'm thinking it's the spring. I think the spring, but that's nothing to do with the install. That's just me. That's just I've had that issue before. You know, leaving it on the jack stands. Anyway, but no, really happy with that. Went quite straightforward, apart from the first day when my brother came round to do his car. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. I managed to torque the suspension. On the rear. I managed to torque those new bolts for the shocks. You know, the shocks to the axle. I think 115 millimeters. I used to actually get the ramps out and back up onto the ramps and then torque it, but I could actually get underneath and do it without using a ramp. Just managed to do it. So that's something to remember. No, well anyway, flipping out. I bet this video is probably an hour long. I'll probably, oh yeah, anyway. I'll leave it there because I'll just end up ranting and rambling on about nonsense. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time, whatever that may be. Probably the ST170 calipers. Right. I'll see you later.